How's it going out there, esports world? Welcome once again to BossFightTV's The Reload. As always, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. This week, we're going to be going over July 24th through the 30th, the entire world of esports, from FPSs to real-time strategy games, MOBAs, and everything in between. So, as always, my name is Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro.
And I'm Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike.
Mohawk Mike.
Got a little bit of sleep last night. As you can see, I'm very
formal.
I'm very
today.
dressed up.
Legit
Today's my birthday,
time.
so let's knock out this episode so we can go get some pizza.
Woo! Are we going to Chuck E. Cheese's?
Yeah, go to Chuck E. Cheese's.
I love Chuck E. Cheese's.
I still got tokens. Do you remember when you were a kid? Did you ever go to like pay for your lunch and you had like Chuck E. Cheese tokens? And you're like, oh no, I'll bring you a quarter tomorrow.
I don't have Chuck E. Cheese tokens. I have tokens from the laser tag place I used to work at.
Okay. They'll accept those.
I have lots of those.
They're all denominational.
Anyways. Well, they actually work in a lot of things. Like, I've used them to play pool before. Don't tell anybody. Anyways, we want to thank our awesome sponsor before we get started, iHeart Esports. Make sure you check them out. It's at iHeart Esports on Twitter or iHeartEsports.com. As always, they make really sweet, awesome, super happy, cool stickers of death and destruction. But really, it's just about esports.
And fun. And glitter. And everything else opposite.
But we're going to go ahead and get started with some StarCraft 2 news. As we mentioned last week, the GSL and the GSTL finals happened. Code A in the GSTL is still going on, which as soon as next week rolls around, we'll start covering Code A as that tournament comes to an end. They're in the round of 24 right now, so it's kind of a lot to go over. So we're going to go ahead and wait till the round of 16 at least, because we'd be sitting here reading off scores all day. Yeah. And we don't want to do that. No. Anyways, so GSL Code S. In the finals, we have Seed and MC. Surprisingly, Seed took the victory 4-1, which, I mean, MC, man, he's been in his prime recently. He's been doing really good, but couldn't pull out the win. 4-1.
I was really anticipating a dance, too. I know that
the MC dances.
There was rumors that he had like a secret MC victory dance, but
doesn't surprise me.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure he'll win something down the road and we'll see some more dance off. Yes, indeed. And then on the other side of things, the GSTL, the team league, that wrapped up as well. We have FXO 5-0 over Slayers EG with Gumio with the all kill. Gumio took out all of Slayers and EG for the win, 5-0. It was a landslide. It was pretty crazy. Moving on, we also have the IPL Team Arena, which has been going on over the last couple of weeks as well. Let's take a look at where we're at. We're actually near the end. We have the losers bracket finals. Team Liquid won 5-4 over StarTale. Also in the winners bracket finals, we have IM, which is Incredible Miracle, 5-1 over Slayers. So the winners of the Slayers Liquid team will face IM in the finals. So be on the lookout for the wrap-up of the IPL Team Arena, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I digress. We have more StarCraft 2 news to go over. We have the Absolute Legends StarCraft 2 tournament, which we're going to be talking. They also did a Dota 2 tournament this week as well, which we'll go over. So let's take a look at the top three. We have Elfie, Feast, and Bly. Top three results there from the Absolute Legends StarCraft 2 Invitational. And finally, last but not least, we have the World Championship event, which has been going on over the past couple of weeks as well. And I'm not going to lie, this week had a lot. We had the Nordic World Championship Nationals. All of that area. So we have Finland, first place, Nama, Norway, Noctimus, which actually came from the losers bracket, so sweet stuff from him. And then we have Sweden, Thorzane. I mean, who else would win? It's Thorzane. And then Denmark, we have Baby Knight. So congratulations to all of those players as well. They will be joining the rest of the World Championships champions. I don't know. I mean, kind of sounds weird to say that. But all the champions at the end of this entire kind of circuit, if you want to call it, that are going to meet together, play in one ginormous tournament of epic proportions. And I'm not going to lie, it's probably going to be the most epic tournament that StarCraft 2 has ever seen. I'm going to call it.
I'm not even going to try and waver against that. I'm just going to go with it.
Oh, man. So that wraps up StarCraft 2 news. Very short this week, if I might say so myself, although I kind of went through it pretty fast. So we also have some fighting game stuff on our radar with the 25th anniversary of Street Fighter, which Mike has been following some stuff with that.
Yes. All of these StarCraft team arenas are not the only thing that are continuing into a World Championships. As we mentioned before, this is the Street Fighter 25th anniversary tournament series. This was the first qualifying event that actually took place in Austin, Texas. So all of the major Street Fighter titles were showcased. As far as the actual components, the people who came out to play, I think by the list you'll see how well attendance went. But I digress. Let's get right into it. Our first game we have is everybody's favorite, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I'm actually doing these chronologically by the order in which they came out, but Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Not because Street Fighter Cross Tekken is the best,
not
right?
Not necessarily. But anyway. In first place, we have EG's Justin Wong got first place. In second place, we have Ricky Ortiz as well from EG. And in third place, we have Haishin Chang. Moving on to Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012. This is the instance in which EG's Ricky Ortiz took first place. Second place was Happy Medicine. And in third place, we have Wolfkrone. Moving on, we have Street Fighter Third Strike Online Edition. First place, we have Justin Wong. Second place, we have Ricky Ortiz. And in third place, Fubar Duck, which I was very happy to see. He did really well. And last but not least, we have Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Afro all the way down the line. We got Afro Legends. We got Afro Cole. And technically not part of Team Afro.
But he's the Halfro.
So good stuff there. Again,
he's almost on the team.
Yes.
He's working on it.
Afro. Halfway there. Again, this is the qualifying event, so there will be a couple more events leading up to the grand finals, which will take place in San Francisco. So if you're a fan of Street Fighter, you got a lot to look forward to. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. All the way around.
All the way around.
Moving forward.
But maybe you're not a fan of Street Fighter.
Maybe you like other fighting games.
You like other fighting games. Well, then you're in luck, because this week
3D fighters.
Yes, we've seen the eSeoul 2012 championships took place in South Korea. Really, the only game they had featured this year was Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which is like a giant slap to the face to all of us here in North America, because we don't get the game for like another month. But no Counter-Strike. They did do StarCraft and they did League of Legends, but it was like this collegiate, invitational kind of deal. I won't even get into that. But let's get into Tekken Tag Tournament 2 results. In first place, we have Knee. In second place, we have Holman. And in third place, we have
I have to say his name like that. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Third place.
You're saying ow because he got third place?
I don't know. That's his name.
I'm excited because I got to see. I will say this, though. They were actually playing on the arcade cabinets. The graphics look kind of junky. This was streamed live through OnGameNet, and it just looked weird. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully the final release is a little bit better. But that wraps up all of the fighting game news. Let's go into the MOBA world.
Oh, yeah. We got some news not only from Dota and League of Legends, but Heroes of New Earth. Yeah. And some of those guys don't get as much coverage as everyone else. But we here at BossFightTV are all about covering everything.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. We have League of Legends #1. The ESL had their European Challenger Circuit, which happened in Poland. So let's take a look at the top players there. We have Moscow 5, which is no stranger to the winners podium at #1. We have CLG EU at #2, which, I mean, they're always in the top 3. And SK, which are also always in the top. So, hey, no surprise there. So congratulations to those guys. On the other side of things, Dota 2, the Absolute Legends tournament, which I mentioned earlier with the StarCraft results, they also did a Dota 2 tournament. So let's take a look at how the teams did on that front. We have Fnatic Raid Call at #1. Second place, we have Team Infused. And third place, we have the Copenhagen Wolves, all of which are also teams who are, very top-tier teams that you see a lot up there. So congratulations to those guys. And then with Han is doing a tournament. They're getting together, and it's called Dream Han. And it's kind of like a road to DreamHack Winter. So if you want to learn about the tournament, you can actually go to dreamhan.com, and it has all of the schedules, all of the current brackets, all of the streams, which I'm going to go ahead. I have to say this. I haven't really done a lot in terms of like watching Han and looking into the competitive side of Han and everything. props on your website because it has schedules. All of the brackets are up to date, unlike a lot of other tournaments out there. So, but here's the thing. We just kind of like the GSL code A. I'm going to wait a little bit until it gets whittled down a little bit. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here listing off probably 50, scores. So be on the lookout. We are going to be covering DreamHawn as it moves forward. There is, I don't want to get this wrong, I think it's $40,000 worth of money on the line, as well as a trip to DreamHack Winter. So be on the lookout. If you're a Han fan, check it out. If you're not a Han fan, make sure you go to dreamhan.com because this is the top tier level of play. So if you've never seen it, go take a look. I've been watching some of the streams here and there. So shout out to my buddy Matt, which is doing a lot of the video stuff. So I had to throw that in there.
It's all good.
So check it out, dreamhan.com. All the information's there, and it should be pretty sweet.
I think we have a possible code for this week for people's chance to win stickers from iHeart Esports. How about hashtag Watch More Han?
Hashtag Watch More Han.
Because there's not, people don't do it.
Hashtag Watch More Han. So if you want to win stickers from iHeart Esports, make sure you follow us at BossFightTV and at iHeart Esports. Make sure you put the code in, hashtag Watch More Han. Simple as that. Good stuff. All the way around. Moving forward. We have some Counter-Strike news.
Yes.
Some good and bad news, unfortunately.
Yes.
Which, the bad news, with all bad news comes good news.
Yes.
So what's going on with Counter-Strike 1.6, Mike?
First, let's get into the good news. There was yet another tournament this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this was actually took place in Spain. So as you remember, last week we talked about ESL in Spain.
In Spain
is the code, if you recall from watching last week. We actually have the Game June 2012 event, which took place where else but in Spain.
I'm sorry.
Game June is actually an organization that's trying to promote more esports, and they're trying a bunch of variety of different tournaments. This one was solely Counter-Strike 1.6, so coming off of ESL, now with this event, you can see like the wheels are turning. Maybe there might be some resistance to CSGO as it's not yet out. But regardless of that, let's get into the results. In first place, we have Fnatic. In second place, we have Navi. And in third place, we have ESC Icebox, which is actually a culmination of ESC Gaming as well as another local group. So that was cool to see, a little
Very
team
cool.
up there.
Indeed.
Along with that, though, let's get into the bad news. The bad news is that this is kind of miscellaneous, but both Check 6 and SK Gaming have disbanded their Counter-Strike teams, Counter-Strike 1.6 teams to be specific. They kind of mentioned, both teams kind of mentioned, I'm going to group it into one quote, is that with Game June, you just had ESL, you just had Game June, and really the only other major event coming up is like DreamHack, where there's DreamHack in Spain, which is in September. There's just no need for it. So
it's kind of like the end of an era because of what comes out really soon, Mike. Counter-Strike Go.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure we'll see a lot of that stuff.
Speaking of Counter-Strike Go.
Nice segue.
Piece of miscellaneous news that I have for this week is actually the ESWC, which is holding a CSGO qualifier for North America, which is very fascinating to see. There's outrageous number of teams. I'm not going to quote a number because the brackets just scroll down and look at them. It's crazy. But there is actually a invitational side to the bracket in which 8 teams have qualified or have been invited. We have Max Effort and Mousespaz from Counter-Strike Source fame, and we also have Zomblers from 1.6. But the biggest piece of news is that we actually have Team Dynamic and Netcode Illuminati will be playing at PAX Prime to earn a fully paid, expenses-paid trip to ESWC. So not only do we see a lot of the other pro teams from both sides, 1.6 and Source, coming over to play in this tournament, but there's also just a crazy amount of new teams, new talent coming into play. Hopefully CSGO will pick right up and become a major esports title upon its release.
Good stuff.
That is all the miscellaneous news I have this week. Josh, what do you have for us?
The only thing I have is there's a format change coming up in the next MLG championship tournament, the Summer Championships, which is going on in Raleigh, North Carolina at the end of August. They're changing the way that they're doing their StarCraft tournaments. There's actually going to be 3 stages that they're going to be doing. If you go to MajorLeagueGaming.com, I'm not going to sit here and try to explain it to you because quite honestly, it's kind of confusing.
How do I hold all these tournaments?
I don't know. So, one seems to be a tournament that's like you've always seen from MLG with the open bracket and all that stuff. One seems to be one that involves a lot more of the online tournament and the arenas and stuff like that. And the other one it's all over the place. It's crazy. So go to MajorLeagueGaming.com if that's your thing, if you're interested in how Major League Gaming is changing. One of them, actually, I have to throw this out there, one of them doesn't have extended series.
No more.
But the other two do.
Oh, the other two do have? MLG, can you rewrite the article?
Get out of here.
Because I read and it was just like, no more extended series.
On one of them. Okay. But anyways, we're going to go ahead, wrap it up. We want to thank you guys for watching. As always, my name is Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro.
And I'm Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike. As always, thanking you for supporting esports, whatever capacity you do, and thank you for considering.